Look, I'm going to go ahead and cut the BS. Cut the intro short here. Normally the intro is about 10 minutes long, but the phone lines are already full, and you guys know how I am. I've got diarrhea of the mouth, and it usually takes me a good 10 or 15 minutes after I start the show to get to the phone line, so I don't want to leave these people waiting any longer than they have to. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Pigskin Pete. Thank you all for joining me on this fine Wednesday evening. Hope all of you are doing well. I know all of you are amazing and fantastic because you're here. Even the ones who aren't here now, but maybe watch the show on replay, I have a lot of those people too. You're amazing and fantastic as well, believe me. You'll have to excuse my voice tonight, or I might do a lot of coughing tonight. I've got I have been dealing with these allergies, and I get allergies every year, in the spring with the pollen. We have, where I live, you have all kinds of pollen. You got the pine pollen, you got the oak tree pollen, you got the whatever. I don't know. I'm not a friggin' tree expert. But the fact is, here in Charleston, that we haven't had rain in over 3 weeks. Not a single drop of rain in over 3 weeks. And so that accentuates it. There's been nothing to wash the pollen away. It's terrible. And on top of that, I have spent the past couple of days in the yard, doing spring yard work and whatnot. And listen, if I tell you today, I was out in the yard working, I had an allergy attack like you wouldn't believe. It looked like I was crying, but it was just my eyes were so affected that my eyes were just watering nonstop. It looked like my dog died, and I was crying. Anyway. So you'll have to bear with me on that. But anyway, of course, this is a call-in show. If you want to call in, the number to call in is 864-207-4522. It's right up there in the left-hand corner of your screen if you can read. Reading is optional around here. 864-207-4522. And we can always talk about anything. Now, I would prefer for this particular show that we're doing tonight, I would prefer that we talk about college football. I know there's a lot of, I get a lot of DMs and stuff on Twitter about, or even just messages in general. What do you think about this EDP 445 thing? What do you think about the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd thing? I think that I don't want to talk about any of that. I mean, if you want to ask me about it, I'll give you my opinion, but I really don't. First of all, every YouTuber from here to England and even further, maybe even all the way to China and Australia, has given their opinions on these things. I don't even know what there is to say about it that hasn't already been said. So I prefer it to be about college football. Look, we had a lot of spring games this past weekend. The one that I wanted to see the most was the Georgia one. And listen, I got a lot to say about that. But before we get into any of that, of course, if you want to support the show, the main thing you can do to support the show is watch the videos and the live streams, click the thumbs up, share it on your social media platforms, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, or I don't even know if you can share stuff on Snapchat. I don't even know how any of that works. But there is a share button, and you can share it. That's number one. That's the number one way to support the show. Number two, of course, during the live shows, there's a super chat option. And a lot of you do support the show that way. There's also a PayPal link in the description of this video. There's also an option to sponsor the show, whether you are a business or just an individual looking for a sponsorship for whatever reason. And that's why you see D4 there on the screen. Now, D4 did not sponsor the show. So somebody else who wants to remain anonymous, so I will respect their wishes, wanted me to sponsor D4 Sports YouTube channel for a couple of weeks because this person cares about D4's channel. Nothing wrong with that. So I said, of course I will. Now, first of all, I wouldn't do a sponsorship for D4 Sports channel if I didn't like D4 Sports channel. But anyway, so D4 is on the cusp. His channel is growing rapidly, and he's putting out a lot of great content. So if you don't know who D4 Sports is, He's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, that's the first major goal of any person that starts a YouTube channel. Go check him out. Just type in D4 Sports in YouTube. You'll find him. I think he's got somewhere around 800 subscribers at the time. He does all kinds of stuff. He does live streams. He does uploaded videos. He covers all. I think the last video I saw him upload was a Major League Baseball video. He does college basketball. He does a lot of like these top 10, greatest players of this position, or a top 10, whatever. I mean, he does a lot. He's very good at doing these top 10s and he's very good at editing these videos too. And I can tell you, as somebody who's completely inept in that department, if you see a video of mine that's heavily edited or even medium edited, it probably takes me about 10 times longer to do that type of thing than it does D4 or anybody in D4's level. I wish I had somebody to do that for me. You know what I mean? Type thing. Anyway, y'all go check out D4 Sports. And I can tell you this too about D4, aside from his YouTube channel. I had a chance to meet him and hang out with him in Atlanta for the Slob Olympics, and just a super nice guy. So anyway, I'll go check out D4. Shout out to all the Join members. Man, the Join members are amazing and fantastic. They are the goats of the YouTube channel. There is a button on the screen there. It says join or perks or whatever it is. You can join. You can join the join and support the channel that way. And I appreciate all of you. All right. So before I get to the phone lines, I do want to talk about this. So the last time I was on here for a live show was on Friday, because the Monday night show, the Lunch Money show, Lunch Money show was canceled. But whatever. Uncle Lou had something to do. We didn't get to do it on Monday night. So I haven't had a chance to talk about this. But last Friday night's show, here, I mentioned that there was a bunch of spring games coming up. The one that I was most interested in seeing out of all of them was Georgia, mainly because of the fact that Clemson plays Georgia week 1. I mean, the obvious reasons here. I did not get a chance to see the Georgia. This is a whole nother story that I won't get into because it's boring. Bottom line is, I didn't see the Georgia game live like I wanted to. I realize now that I could have if I wanted to, but that's a whole other story that I'm not getting into because it'll just make me mad. I did, however, get a chance. Somebody posted it on YouTube, the entire game. And so I did sit there for the better part of 2 hours, about an hour and a half, and watched the Georgia spring game on YouTube. And I will say this. They looked good. But I said on Friday night's show, I said, but watch what's going to happen. I can't wait till Sunday, which is the day after the spring games, because there's going to be a massive overreaction to the spring games. There is every year. The overreaction to the Georgia game is epic. Now, I realize I live in this college football bubble on YouTube where, I think everything is accentuated between Twitter and YouTube about the overreaction here. Did Georgia look good? Offensively, they did. What did not JT Daniels alone, but what did Georgia's offense throw for? Like 600 yards, 650 yards, whatever it was? That's great. They didn't have any of their starting wide receivers. That's great. If I were a Georgia fan, I would be a little bit worried about our defense. I mean, you weren't playing against another team. You were playing against yourself. Now, of course, all of our favorite Georgia YouTuber, Uncle Lou, has definitely been stoking the flames of this fire with their unbeatable, we're going 15-0 deal. Now, first of all, I don't believe Uncle Lou really believes that. Maybe he does believe it. I haven't talked to him about it. I wanted to talk to him about it because I wanted to, we didn't do the show on Monday night, so I didn't get to talk to him about it. Here's the thing. 15-0. I never picked Clemson to go 15-0. Never. And if you look at Georgia's situation in particular, let's look at what Georgia would have to do to go 15-0. Let's start at the bottom here. Number one, the SEC East schedule they have. I don't see a team in the SEC East that's going to beat them. So they're undefeated there. What is that? 8 games? No, 6 games. SEC West, they play Auburn, who's in a rebuild, and Arkansas, who's decent, but not anywhere even close to Georgia. Now they're 8-0. Whoever the other 3, high school teams they play, they beat them too. But in order for Georgia to go 15-0, they would have to beat Clemson week 1. Possible. Certainly possible. But even if they go 12-0 in the regular season, which is a monumental task, by the way. But even if they do that, they then have to beat most likely Alabama in the SEC championship game, or whoever comes out of the West. I'm assuming it's going to be Alabama, but whoever. Then they have to go into the playoffs and beat most likely either Clemson or Alabama again. So beating Clemson once in week 1, hard enough. Beating Clemson twice in the same season, totally different story. Totally different story. Now, if you're a Georgia fan, you've got a lot to be excited about. I've been a champion of the Georgia Bulldogs, believe it or not, on YouTube for the past few years. I've been the one on here saying, as somebody who's not a Georgia fan, that they are just a quarterback away from really making noise. And then believe me, they've made a lot of noise. They're a top 5 program in the country. Some say maybe even top 4, 3. But they've been a quarterback away from really, really making noise. And they seem to have that. Listen, I was extremely impressed with some of the throws that JT Daniels made in that spring game. I mean, there's no 2 ways about it. The guy is a supreme talent. And if you have the receivers there to do it when they're healthy, I mean, listen, Georgia's offense has the potential to be great. But this whole 15-0 deal, I mean, come on, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not buying it. Thank you, Traveling Fools, for the super chat. He says, only team going 15-0 this year is Miami. Miami fans and apparently Uncle Lou and Georgia fans are drinking the same Kool-Aid. Give me some of that Kool-Aid. Sounds like it might have something in it that's good. But thank you, Traveling Fools. Let's get to the chat here real quick. I just want to acknowledge some people in the chat, and I'll get right to the phone lines, guys. Thank you for holding on for so long. Matt Dummett's here. Tiger Nation. What's up, buddy? Caleb the Spelling Bee Man. Wisconsin Sports Fan 100 is here. Samuel Pate. John Kelly. Comic Dude. Comic Dude dropped to 45. Comic Dude used to be Comic Dude 45. Now he's just Comic Dude, which is fine. Makes it easier for me. Luke Walker. Did North Carolina have their spring game last weekend, or is it this week? I think it's this weekend. I can't even keep up with all these days. There was like 18 spring games last weekend. We have another couple of weeks of some big spring games too. But welcome, Luke Walker. I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic. Vandy Dandy's here. Vandy Dandy says Vandy is going 7-5 next year. That would be great. I mean, for them. Pizza Woman. Rack Dog. What's up, Rack Dog? Jeff Webster, Ames, Iowa. What's up, J-Dub? Oh, J-Dub. Welcome to Pete's Little Thing or whatever. Hello. Welcome to Lou's Little Thing or whatever, starring the incomparable Uncle Lou and Pigskin Pete. And of course, this is Uncle Lou's not here. That's a drop for the Lunch Money Show, but couldn't miss the opportunity to do that. Mike 3883. I know Mike is an Ohio State fan, I believe. Another delusional fan base after the spring game. I'm not saying Mike's delusional. I don't know what Mike's stance is on this thing. But these man. Yeah, I've been trying to stay off Twitter. This is the thing. If you notice, I have calmed way down on Twitter. There's so much delusion on Twitter that, you know, I could spend all day just arguing with people about their delusions on Twitter. But imagine being an Ohio State fan. You watch the Ohio State spring game on Saturday, and before the game is even over, you take to Twitter, start typing about Clemson. Oh, I'm watching the Ohio State spring game. Clemson's run is over. They're done for. Because of an Ohio State spring game, Clemson's, they're done for. I hope you're not in that camp, buddy. I think you're smarter than that. Eric Steele. What's up, buddy? Dylan Deloney is here. Hurricane T2Y. Pinecone. Who the hell's Pinecone? Kevin Dogs fan for life. Ryan Hinkie. Tiger Baskins. Tiger Baskins said, Pete, I told you I'd make it for this one. You did. And you know what? Tiger Baskins, I'm assuming you're a man. Of course, you can't assume anything these days. Maybe you're a woman. Maybe you identify as one of the two. Whatever's good for you. But you did tell me that. And you are a man or a woman or a gender pronoun of your word. Sports prod. Big Vol Daddy. BVD is here. He just got done. BVD, I was listening to your show. I was doing stuff in the background. I wasn't active in the comment section, but I was listening to the show. Oh, by the way, BVD, I heard you guys talking about chicken nuggets. Talking about how you don't eat chicken nuggets. I'm kind of with you there. But there's a place here in Charleston. I don't even know if they're anywhere but Charleston. I know I know it started here, and they have a bunch of locations in the Charleston area. I don't know if they've gone out of state or not. But it's called Kickin' Chicken. Matter of fact, when Uncle Lou was supposed to come down here for his son's soccer tournament, that ended up getting canceled because of the rain. I was going to take him to the Kickin' Chicken in Mount Pleasant. Anyway, they have the best chicken nuggets on planet Earth. Now, not only the chicken nuggets amazing, but they have this homemade hot sauce that's, first of all, it's extremely, if you like extremely hot stuff, it's called smoking sauce. Oh my God. It's so good. Now, I pay for it the next day, especially the older I get. But Kickin' chicken nuggets, sir. Andre Souza says hello from Andre Souza says hello from Brazil. Where in Brazil? I've been to Brazil. 1997, I went to Rio de Janeiro for a week. Oh man, I loved it. I loved it. What a beautiful place that is. SEC Dog, Dennis Wilson, RMF Tide. The Crimson Yard, what? The Crimson Card, Yugugh. What teams will be top four by the end of this 2021 season? Well, geez, I don't know. I'll once we get into the summer, I start doing these videos like dark horses, conference winners, my predictions for the college football playoff, all that sort of thing. Nick N, Pigskin Tater from Taterland, yes. Although I'm about 3 hours south of Taterland, southeast of Taterland, you know, if we're going to be accurate. John Kelly's here, Captain Trips. Man, all you people showing up tonight. All you people showing up tonight to show love to your boy, Pigskin Pete. From Sao Paulo, it's the side of Rio. Yeah, I know where that is. My sister lived in Rio for a few years, and in 1997, I was 17 years old. We flew down there for a week, and I'm telling you, I went hang gliding there. Did all the stuff there. Went to the Cristo, that big, huge, giant statue of Christ that overlooks the city. Did all the tourist stuff, and of course, you know, jumped off the side of a mountain with a kite strapped to my back like an idiot. I wouldn't do that now. Way too smart and mature. Anyway, okay, let's get to the phone lines. First of all, thank you all the people that have hung on long enough to listen to me. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey Pete, it's Comic Dude. Long time no see.
Comic Dude, why does the call screener says, "Dude, why all this whitey stuff"? What what did you say to the call screener?
Oh, that actually, I said my name and then miscellaneous stuff, but it was really quiet.
Oh, all right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, a long time no speak or talk or whatever, converse. How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm amazing and fantastic. I assume you are as well.
I am. I'm here. I'm alive. And you're calling in. So the trifecta of amazing and fantastic.
That's what we call yeehaw.
That's what you call. I don't call it yeehaw. You call it yeehaw.
Okay, fair point. So, football season's back. Yay!
It is. Are you talking about spring games?
Almost.
Oh,
Yes, I'm talking spring games.
yeah. Scrimmage season is back. You're right.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does for anybody who doesn't know, Comic Dude is a Rutgers. Not only a Rutgers fan, are you still a student there? How long you been going to school there? Like 10 years? You're like the Hunter Renfrow of Rutgers.
Very funny. I've been there. This is my fifth year. And
Fifth
final.
year. Yes. So your final year, hopefully, right?
Yes.
Right. So has Rutgers had their spring game yet?
We were supposed to have it on May 1st, but then we had a bit of a COVID pause, so the tentative date is now Thursday, the 20th of May.
Right. So Rutgers is in New Jersey, and New Jersey, along with New York, has some very, very strict COVID stuff. You know, it's not like Florida or Texas or even South Carolina. So that's not surprising.
Yeah. And the best part about this spring game is the band's going to be allowed back. Thank goodness.
Yes, and another thing you didn't know about our boy Comic Dude here is he is in the Rutgers band, which is probably even more important than anything else. And if I remember correctly, you play the trumpet, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Did I tell you that I used to play the trumpet? Have I told you this before?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I think you did. Do you still have yours?
You know what? If it's still around, it's probably somewhere at my mom's house, like, you know, in the attic or something. I don't know. I think I would assume I do. I haven't picked up a musical instrument other than maybe a guitar which I'm terrible at. I'm not good at guitar, but I haven't picked up an instrument other than a guitar in probably, well, since the 8th grade. So 25 years, I don't know, long time. More than that, almost 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But the trumpet is the best instrument in the band. That's my point.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
No need to toot our own horns, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. Now, like most things in life, I was average at best at trumpet, but I did enjoy it. You know, I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, definitely. I'm average at best too.
No, you're in a college marching band. I didn't even. Now, listen. When it came time to go into high school, I had other interests. I could have went into the marching band. I just didn't because I just had other things, other sports that I was concentrating on. Other than that, but I did enjoy it.
That's fair. I'm 1,000% committed.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're getting back. There's obviously like strict testing protocols are like Rutgers is actually requiring like everyone to get vaccinated. So
Oh God.
at least safety's in mind.
What do you mean everybody? You talking about the students?
Yep.
Really?
Really, really.
So in order to go to on-campus classes at Rutgers, you have to have a vaccination.
Exactly. I mean, it's like that for other like diseases. Like you have to get vaccinated for other things, like any college. They're just adding COVID vaccine to that list, and Yeah.
Wow. That's the first I've heard of that. I know some. I read some. I can't remember what school it was now. It was one of the schools in the Southeast. I can't remember which one it was. They dropped the mask mandate, so you don't even have to wear a mask on campus anymore, let alone get vaccinated.
Really?
Yeah. Damn, who was that I'm thinking of? I just read it like an hour ago.
School in Texas or Florida.
No. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody in the it wasn't a Florida school. I know that, and it wasn't a Texas school. It was another team in the Southeast. I can't remember who it was now. Anyway, yeah, it's wild, man. You go from you got one state where the students don't even have to wear masks anymore, and then you got a place like Rutgers where every student has to be vaccinated to even step on campus. That's crazy. A difference, and it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have much to worry about. Like, I got my first dose today. Well, yesterday, rather. Arm feels like crap, but...
Tiger Basson says that Georgia had the best spring game in spring game history.
I think I saw
ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. The best spring game ever. It's like the guy who called it. I can't remember who it was. I think it was this guy used to call him Dominic. He asked me before the the spring practice started. He asked me how great was Clemson's spring practice. Like it was the greatest spring practice in the history of spring practices. Yes,
that's an interesting bar to clear.
Right. Yes. You got to take it where you can get it, though, buddy. All right. Well, listen, sir. I got calls stacking up. What else you got for me, Comic Dude? Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Okay. Bold prediction: Rutgers is getting 7 wins, starting at 4-0. Wins over Temple,
7
Syracuse, Delaware, and Michigan.
Oh,
that's my bold pick.
Okay. All right. I'm going to earmark this video, and we'll revisit this later in the season. But I believe you.
Yes, I will
especially the Syracuse, especially against Syracuse. I think that you might blow Syracuse out. What do you think about that?
Yeah, even at their place.
Yeah, I call that place the Noise Box. Was it like 30,000 people? But it's the only dome. Well, no, it's not the only dome. North Dakota State has a dome too, but the only dome in Power 5 football, for sure.
Carrier Dome.
All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. Right. Comic Dude 45 checking in with us. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Yeah. Good evening, Pete. It's Caleb the Spelling Bee Man.
Caleb the Spelling Bee Man.
What's up, man? Sir? How are you?
Well, I'm amazing and fantastic. The question is, how are you? That's more important.
A little bummed out because Trey Young had to be carted off the court with an apparent ankle injury. So I'm a little bummed out right now.
Are you talking about the NBA? Are you talking about the NBA? He plays for the Hawks, right?
Yeah.
Where did he go to school in college? Did he play at Oklahoma?
Yeah.
See, look at this. Look at this.
He was in college.
Look at this. Pete don't know nothing about basketball, which is true.
Pete don't know nothing.
Which is true. But I did know that Trey Young played at Oklahoma, and now he plays for the Hawks. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. Did I hear something about you saying about bad allergies with pollen? Because I'm the same, sir.
Well, I don't even here's the thing, I don't even really have bad allergies. I wouldn't classify it as bad allergies. Like, I know people that they have to take allergy, like Claritin or Zyrtec or whatever those allergy pills are. I'm not like that. I get irritated, like some minor irritation sometimes, like with my eyes, or maybe, I might sneeze or maybe have a scratchy throat because of the pollen or whatever, but it's very short lived. But the fact that we haven't had rain in 3 weeks here to wash it all away, it's just all in the air. And of course, if you start going outside and doing stuff in the yard, you're stirring, trimming bushes, mowing the grass, whatever. You're stirring all that up. And that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Well, all right. I'm gonna jump into the my topic of conversation. But
Yes.
before I do that, can I give an update on my dad real quick?
Absolutely. I was going to ask you anyway, so go ahead.
Okay, so he's going in for trach surgery tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is like they have to make an incision on his trachea, which is like an airway, and they have to make an airway in his throat, a hole in his throat to give him an extra airway, which is kind of like a convenient ventilator, and then he'll have a feeding tube in his stomach. But both of those, the doctors are saying, probably are going to be temporary.
Probably.
So that's good news. Yeah. More
so
than likely.
So outside of those two procedures that you just mentioned, what's the prognosis for him going home? I mean, what are we looking at here?
6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, and he's already been in for a month, or almost a month. So it'll be around 7 probably.
Wow.
Yeah, he'll probably have to miss my birthday by a couple months. His birthday, Father's Day, Mother's Day.
Wow, that's terrible. I mean, I don't really know any other way to put it. Are you able to see him at all?
Nope.
So you're talking to him on the phone, I'm assuming.
Well, he can't even talk
okay.
now.
Right.
He's been on the ventilator.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to since he's been in, because even when they took him off the ventilator for however, they had him off maybe for 8 hours before they had to revent him because his airways were closing up. But the time period that he was off the vent, I mean, obviously he wasn't the same person really, so it was kind of just him. You know, I was able to see him on video chat, but he was kind of just nodding and stuff when I was talking to him. So I haven't talked.
Do you still have the GoFundMe going?
I do. Yes.
So again, I apologize. Let everybody know where they can find that. I mean, I don't know if you can put it the link to it. You're certainly anytime. You don't even have to ask me. Anytime you're in my chat during a live show, if you want to drop the link to the GoFundMe, you have my blessing for that. Go ahead and do it. And I would encourage anybody, whether it's you have $5, $10, $2, whatever, $1, whatever it is, to help him out. Because look, he's talking about 7 months of hospital bills. This is anybody who's been to the hospital for any amount of time knows that even with insurance, you have a deductible and they don't cover everything, and it can get real expensive real quick. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine the hospital bill will probably be around $500,000.
Yeah. Well, I would 6, 7 months. I wouldn't doubt that for a minute.
Yeah. Well, let's get on to I was going to talk about the topics in your title tonight. So, I haven't heard I've seen some spring game overreactions, but as a Georgia fan, any Georgia fan that can honestly come out of the spring game say, 15-0, well, that's wrong. I'm here to tell you, you can't say in April that your team's going 15-0.
Well, you can say whatever you want. I can just tell you.
Logically.
Yeah, right. No, look, here's the thing. This is a tagline that Catfish used to use all the time. Of course, he's abandoned it now, but a couple of years in a row, he was going, "We're going 15-0. I promise you that." And of course, he was just halfway joking. But the bottom line is, even if you feel like you have the greatest football team in the history of Georgia football ever, right? This is it. This year, they got the greatest team ever. The chances that anybody goes 15-0 is very low percentage. There's only been 2 teams that go 15-0 in the playoff era, and that's LSU and Clemson. Yeah. Now, Alabama might have went 15-0 last year had there been 15 games, but there wasn't. But my point is, it's so difficult to win every game. And when you add on to what Georgia's got to play, they got to play Clemson week 1, then they have to play whoever comes out of the West is going to be great, and then they have to play 2 top 4 teams in the playoffs. It's just the odds are against you to win all 15.
Yeah, definitely. And these fans come out of the spring game, and I don't really take much out of the spring game. I look at what people do well,
yes,
what does well as far as that, but you can't honestly come out of the spring game and make any hard predictions.
Oh, no. The best thing I look for in spring game, and everybody's different, okay? But for me, I want to see the true freshman. And I want to see, or maybe I want to see the redshirt freshman who was sitting behind somebody last year who went on to the NFL or graduated, and how they look, whatever. I'm looking mostly at the young guys and to see how they do. But that's just me.
Yeah, definitely. And I was also the transfer portal.
Oh yes.
Have I discussed that with you before? Because I don't know if I can't remember if I have or not. It may have been you or Lou. I can't remember. But I think as far as I think the NCAA is making it what do you think about making it easy to transfer? Before I get into what.
So you talking about the one-time transfer rule? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, because listen, these people, they're doing it anyway. So so go ahead and transfer one time without penalty. I don't have a problem with that. Now, as far as the title to the video where I was talking about transfer portal problems, I wasn't referring to that. There's a story that came out today, and this is basketball related, not football related, but the same issue can happen potentially in football. So there's some college basketball coaches out there that are crying foul about other teams contacting current players on the roster, not guys that have announced that they're transferring. Just like, in other words, let's say that LSU's coaching staff, recruiting department, whatever, contacts a current player on Duke's team who's not even thinking about transferring and trying to get him to transfer to LSU, and saying, "Look, you're only playing 3 minutes a game over there at Duke. You come to LSU, you'll play the whole game. You'll be the number one guy." Stuff like giving them promises. So that's the story I was alluding to. And I don't really care about basketball, and everybody really knows that. But this is an issue that could bleed over into football with the how popular transferring is these days.
Yeah, you see it a lot of times with these college athletics. These rules, leaking over into other sports.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine, and I don't know that. I would imagine that's definitely against the rules in the NCAA. You're not allowed to have contact with a player from another team talking about coming to your school. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man. That's all I had on my mind tonight. I appreciate you taking my call as always, and you be good, sir.
All right, Caleb.
Go fund me.
Yeah, go ahead and post that in the chat, brother. All right, thank you, Caleb. Caleb is spelling bee man. Amazing and fantastic. What's up, your own Pete?
Hey, good evening, Pete. This is Edward calling in. How you doing?
Edward!
Yeah,
Man, I missed you.
Yes.
Yeah, no show on Monday night?
Yeah, and I was ready, Pete. I'm going to tell you, I was ready to trash talk instant replay because I got some killer material that I think you and Lou might laugh your butts off on.
Well then, and since you're primed for the instant replay trash talk, of course I'll talk to Lou before Monday's show, but we'll go ahead and have you do that.
Well, right now?
No, on the Lunch Money show. Yeah, this coming Monday. So you can refine your trash talking skills. Not that you need it, but you can refine your trash talking skills for Monday, and go ahead and you can show up Monday night at 10 p.m. and absolutely destroy instant replay.
Well, I plan on destroying instant replay.
I believe you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Question. I do have two questions I'd like to ask. One is, what's your favorite rock band? And then I'll go ahead and ask you, what spring games did you see that you were impressed with?
Answer to question number one is Soundgarden. Of course, I am first of all, I'm very biased. I'm very biased against for 90s rock bands. So, I mean, that's when I was a teenager. That's when I was in high school. The whole 9 yards. And so every person loves the rock band from the time they were a teenager. And I love Chris Cornell. Rest in peace to him. So Soundgarden definitely my favorite rock band of all time. And I like a lot of other ones too. Don't get me wrong, but I just if the whole thing, if you went to a desert island and you could only take one rock band CD with you, I'd probably take Soundgarden. What was the other question? Oh, my favorite spring game. What was the question?
No, well, actually, the question was what spring games did you see that you were impressed with?
Impressed with? Well, I've only seen a handful.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a weird question because, again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I was impressed with Georgia's spring game. Well, I was impressed with JT Daniels. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Listen, if you watch Alabama play football, whether they're playing against themselves or anybody else, you're going to be impressed they're the closest thing to an NFL team you're going to see in college just by talent alone. Right. So, yeah, you just have a bunch of world-class athletes out there. I was impressed with Alabama. I was impressed with a lot of what Clemson did, too. So some things I wasn't impressed with.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'd say those three so far. No. There's no. Is it a coincidence that those are three of the top 5 teams in the country right now? No.
You just named. I just say, hey, or just say, hey, what spring games you see that you were impressed with? Hey, that works for me.
I would love to sit around, for 18 hours and just watch every spring game that's happened, but unfortunately, I don't think that my family would allow me to do that. So.
Yeah, I understand, man.
Yes.
I understand. Is it all right if I give some shout-outs before I get off?
You can do whatever you want to, Edward. This is your world. I just live in it.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, all right. Well, Traveling Fools, shout out to you. Love my Dummy sweatshirt. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. Pizza Woman, shout out to you. JW, shout out to you. And I was impressed with your trash talk against George. Very good, man. You're good people. Dylan, shout out to you. SEC Dog, shout out to you. Rack Dog, shout out to you. Caleb, the Spelling Bee Man, shout out to you, sir. Michael Hogg, shout out to you. Luke Walker, shout out to you. Tiger Baskins, shout out to you. Let's see, Traveling Fools, I liked your idea of the Slob Olympics for scooter racing. I think that'll be interesting. It'll be good. I hope it happens. If it happens, hey, I'd be happy. I'd love to see that. See if there's anyone else. Tiger Nation, shout out to you. And, all right.
All right.
Well, thank you, Pete, for having me on.
Yeah.
And look forward to now. There's going to be a Lunch Money show this Monday. Am I correct?
God willing, yes. Yeah, there will be. We'll see you then, buddy. Thank you.
All right.
Everyone, Edward, scooter racing at the slot. Listen, I vote a thumbs up for that. I'm all in on that. The problem is, let's say we have 25, 30 contestants. We're not going to have 25 or 30 scooters. And it will take all day for it to go one by one on that one. But that's a great idea. By the way, nobody hates Edward more than J-Dub. Jeff Webster can't stand Edward. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, what's up, Pete? This is D from Atlanta. How you doing?
Hey,
man?
D from Atlanta. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Just like you, amazing and fantastic. Buddy.
Great.
I'm going to be real quick
Mm-hmm.
to stay on your topic. What did you think about? I know you went to the spring game up there. What did you think about the spring game? And what did the Pumachan injury look like in person? I didn't quite see all of the spring games, but I was concerned about that for a couple of different reasons.
To answer the Pumachan question first, so I didn't see it. So we were at the game, but the Pumachan injury happened as we were walking out of the stadium, and you just heard a gasp throughout the stadium, and then you know how things spread quickly. So I was like, well, I wonder what happened. And then you start hearing people talking, oh, Pumachan's down, Pumachan's down. So I didn't actually see it because we were walking out of the stadium. We left early. So I didn't actually see it. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, uh-oh. This is not good, because after Pumachan is Hunter Helms. And Hunter Helms got a lot of playing time in the spring game too, but there's a huge drop off between Big Cinco DJ and Hunter Helms. And Pumachan, He was a viable backup. Like I think in a crunch time situation, Pumachan could win us some games. I'm not so sure about the next guy though. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure about Hunter Helms either.
Yeah.
And, that was the best that Pumachan has looked since he's been at Clemson in that spring game. So I don't know
I agree.
what the rest of it has looked like. And in your topic is what spring game were you most impressed with? I can tell you the one I'm least impressed with because we didn't come out of it healthy, and that's ours. Because at the end of the day, I don't put very much stock into spring games. It's one of 18 or 19 practices. How many ever they get?
Yeah. So
and
I went into the spring game knowing that, and into the season in general, but certainly into the spring game, knowing that the defense is the strength of our team this year. This has been this way for the better part of a decade. And only a couple times, the 2 years that we won a national championship in 16 and 18, have both sides of the football been great. But it's usually the offense is great one year, the defense is great next year, and back and forth, just because of the way that the recruiting works. Typically, we have a lot of players leave 1 year on one side of the ball, and then same thing on the other side of the ball the next year after that. So I knew with the veteran leadership and just the overall experience on the defensive side of the football that the defense this year was going to be, early in the season especially, was going to be the strength of the team, and I still believe that. So I wasn't surprised that the offense had a hard time moving the ball because the defense is just so deep right now. I wasn't unimpressed with the offense. I mean, we had a bunch of young guys, and we got to see some of these young guys, and I thought the young guys played good against a veteran Clemson defense. But the offense has a long way to go. Here's the problem: I think by week 7, week 8, the offense is going to be great, but they have to play Georgia week 1. You know what I mean? So it's like, how are they going to look right out the gate to play a top 5 team? And I don't know the answer to that question, but
I don't think any of us know that answer to that question, Pete, because of course last year the Achilles heel for the offense was the offensive line. So,
yes. Right.
You don't really have you don't get to work in against Furman or Wofford this year. They got to be ready to go. I mean, last year I was happy to get back to the playoffs. But because of that offensive line, I didn't think we were a championship team last year.
Yeah.
I mean, championship roster, yes. Championship program, yes. Championship team, no, not last year.
Right.
You got to be able to do something on the offensive line. When Travis's career average is around 8 yards a pop, and then all of a sudden now it's 5 yards a pop, that's not on him. You got to give the guy a little space, a little breathing room. Why we lost to Notre Dame? We couldn't run the ball at the end of the game.
Man, I think that the great coaches in this business, in the college football business, and when I say great coaches, I'm not referring to Dabo Swinney. We all know he's a great coach. I'm referring to Tony Elliott. He takes a lot of heat, but I will give Tony Elliott credit. He does tend to learn from his mistakes, right? And that they, well, I know but I'm telling everybody else. So Tony Elliott was the running backs coach and the offensive coordinator. They removed Tony Elliott from the running back coach position and made him the tight ends coach. And of course, C.J. Spiller is now the running back coach. But Tony Elliott has made it very, very public that he wants to get the tight ends involved way more in the offense, and that's something that we have been missing since Jordan Leggett. And this the group of tight ends we have now is probably the deepest group we've had since Sweeney's been there. Yeah, maybe ever. Right?
Ever.
Maybe ever.
I'm going back to 1980. So maybe not ever, but never since 1980.
Right, in a long time.
I mean,
in a long time. Certainly as long as I can remember. And so I'm looking forward to that to most. And this tight end that we got. What is this? Now his name's escaping me. He's the biggest guy on the football team. He's like 6'7", 270 pounds.
Yeah,
he looks like an NFL tight end. And he had a great spring game. But it was weird because you can never really tell. First of all these guys are huge, right? You can't really tell on TV, but when you get on the field next to them and see them in person, this was a giant human being. This guy, he made the rest of he was bigger than DJ. DJ is the biggest guy on the offense.
Right.
He was bigger than him, standing next to him.
Yeah,
but
that is
yeah.
Years ago, and this was back in 85, 86, and this is when Keith Jennings was at Clemson. Of course, he played wide receiver at Clemson, but he was a tight end. Even in college, the guy was 6'5", 265 pounds. And I ran into him at Northwoods Mall one day, and I was like, whoa.
Northwoods Mall. Listen to this guy.
Yes. Yeah,
that's a Charleston reference right there. Northwoods Mall.
Oh yeah. So yeah, these guys are huge. But I would like to see, and I'm about to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this statement, and I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I would like to see Dabo explore the portal for quarterback. I know it goes against his thing, his deal, but look. All the other elite programs are doing it.
I was really
you have to do things to catch up, keep up with what's going on around you.
I've made a
need.
I don't know if you saw the video I made a few months ago about this. I don't know if it was a video or a live stream. I can't remember, but I really.
It was a video. I saw it.
Yeah, and I talked about this transfer portal thing with Dabo, and I get it. I get it. Okay, I get the philosophy. I get why he does it. I think he's loosening up to it, but do you know who I was looking for or looking for them to maybe pursue after Pumachan got hurt? Was this guy from Michigan, Milton, and he ended up going to Tennessee. Now, listen, he'll probably start at Tennessee, so it doesn't surprise me that nobody wants to transfer to sit behind DJ for 3 years or 2 years or whatever.
2 years.
Yeah, so. But I agree with you. I think they need to explore the portal and see what they can get. And no disrespect to Hunter Helms, but look, if your goal is to go deep into the playoffs and make a run in the national championship, you're not doing it on the back of Hunter Helms. I'm sorry, you're just not.
No. Only thing you have to do is look at the last quarterbacks that have won the dang thing.
Right.
And the only one that wasn't truly elite was Jake Coker.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So. The first year with Ohio State's quarterback, he wasn't elite, but that team was loaded. And Zeke was a bad man.
Yeah, they were loaded. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'll leave you with my bold prediction. The winner of the Clemson-Georgia game will be the state champion in South Carolina and Georgia. There you go. Bold prediction. Have a good night.
All right, man. Take it easy. There's D from Atlanta checking in. D from Atlanta dropping the Charleston references. Northwoods Mall. Man. You remember back when malls were a thing? I don't even remember the last time I went to a mall. But you know how many hours I spent at Northwoods Mall as a young guy? Me and my friend. Ask our moms for $10, go drop us off at Northwoods Mall for the day, come back and pick us up later. Thank you, Golden Blue Dude, for the super chat. He says, how much do I have to pay for advertising? Well, just get in touch with me on Twitter or through email or whatever, and I'll let you know. Wilkie, thank you, sir. If you have to ask Golden Blue Dude, you can't afford it. Ding, 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 ding. That is correct, sir. Actually, it's very affordable. Especially for my friends. And I consider Golden Blue to be a friend. And the guy that paid for the D4 advertising as well. So you get a friend discount. Thank you, Wilkie. What is up, you're on with Pete?
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
What is up, you're on with Pete? Can you hear me? fucking niggers.
The guy waited on hold for 22 minutes to say that. Imagine how broken of a person and how pitiful your life has to be to wait online for 22 minutes on an internet call-in show just to scream the N-word. God bless you, sir. God bless you. Oh, what's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, it's Tiger Paul.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, how you been?
I can't complain. Actually, I can, but it wouldn't do me any good, would it? So.
I hear you. What's up with that last call? Like, really? You gonna wait on 20 minutes to scream the N-word? Really? Like, come on, man.
Listen, I mean, some people they just don't have anything to look forward to during their day because their life is so terrible. So he probably looked forward to that. I guarantee you, people like that. It's not an accident. He's probably been planning that shit all day long. I can't wait to call into Pigskin Pete's show tonight and scream the N-word.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like these people, man.
Yeah.
Get a fucking life, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a life.
Exactly. Anyway, what can I do for you, buddy?
Hey, so I was listening to a couple sports talk shows today, and it was they were talking about Justin Fields and his. I guess he has a history of seizures or some sort of neurological condition. Have you heard of this? It's the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, I did. I read the, the headline. I didn't read the actual article, but apparently he's been battling some sort of epilepsy issue. Now, according to what I read, he claims, and who knows what's true, right? That this hasn't affected his play of football. It's not a major epilepsy case. It's just these very isolated episodes that he has. And that apparently this is genetic. He's had other family members that have had issues with this when they were young, but as they got older, it sort of just went away. So,
right. Yeah. So that's what I was reading as well.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, is that maybe why his draft stock is dropping, so to speak?
Well, I don't think anybody knew that until today. I don't understand why his draft. I don't understand why his draft stock is dropping.
Yeah, but my question is were the NFL scouts privy to this information before we were?
That's a great question. As far as I know, no, because I feel like this was some sort of information that was just leaked, and that nobody knew about it. Now, again, I don't know what happens behind closed doors with for all I know. Justin Fields fully disclosed this medical issue with the NFL teams that he's interviewed with, and just did, it just wasn't made public, and then somebody made it. I don't really know the story behind that, but
yeah, I mean, you never know what NFL teams are motivated behind,
right?
And why they leak certain information. So,
right.
I mean, obviously we don't know.
Yeah,
but,
right.
I mean, that could be. I mean, if we're looking at it objectively, that could be a reason why his draft stock is dropping, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, or maybe just opinions, maybe not conspiracy theories about why Justin Fields seem to be slipping. Like I mentioned last week, I think if you look at Todd McShay's draft, he's like the fourth quarterback off the board, which. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Comparatively to where he was entering last season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, he was the preemptive number one or number two. It was 1A and 1B between him and Trevor Lawrence. It's been that way for the past couple of years. And then all of a sudden,
right? It was that way. It was that way coming out of high school, and then it continued into their college careers.
Yeah,
They were 1 and 2. Whatever person you talk to, it was 1 and 2.
Yeah, I really don't get it. I really don't get it. And I've said I know the Carolina Panthers just went out and got Sam Darnold in the trade, but I don't think he's the long-term answer. And if Carolina's sitting there at 8 and Justin Fields is still on the board, they better get him. I'll be pissed if they don't get him.
They better.
They better get him. I'll be pissed if they don't get him.
Right?
Yeah. Everybody's really super high on this Zach Wilson, and who knows? I mean, Zach Wilson might end up being the greatest. Who knows? These quarterbacks are a gamble, but
that's my thing, Pete. Is like when did Zach Wilson become the second best quarterback in this draft? Like,
after this last season. After this last season, but I mean, it's hard to, and again, I'm ignorant on the subject because I haven't sat around and watched Zach Wilson tape, all day long. And he played for BYU, right. And he played for BYU. And yeah, I mean, he looks the part. He's got the physical tools. I mean, he throws a great ball. He's mobile. He's smart, all of that. But I mean, he's played for BYU and BYU played maybe the worst schedule of any major team that I've seen in a long time. I mean, they played high school team after high school team after high school team, and then they played one decent team in Coastal Carolina and lost to them. So,
they got destroyed.
Yeah, right.
So.
But I don't know. Maybe Zach Wilson's great. But here's one thing I do know: Zach Wilson might be great. I think Justin Fields is great. Now, you never know. There's a big difference between college and the NFL.
That he is great against formidable defenses.
I'm a Justin Fields
Wilson
fan.
Has not proved that.
I'm a Justin Fields fan. I am.
Yeah.
I can separate myself. I can separate myself from the Ohio State Clemson hate and the rivalry that's been building with them playing in major games for the past 10 years. I root for great players, and also I think Justin Fields is a good guy. I mean, I root for people like him.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Fields is great. I mean, like, if you don't watch this past playoff game between Ohio State and Clemson and don't think Justin Fields is great, I mean, what are you watching? Like, I mean, this dude literally got injured to the point where most competitors would quit. And this dude went out and completely annihilated a Clemson defense that was, for all accounts, a really good defense. I mean, they might not have been great, but they were a really good defense. And he threw. He threw for greatness. I mean, this dude proved his toughness. He proved that he could overcome adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, Uncle Lou says Justin Fields was late to a meeting once and had a seizure when he was 4, so we better talk about it nonstop. But please, let's not say anything about the white guy's DUIs. Ding, 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 ding.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah.
No. Please don't do it.
Of course, he's referring to Mac Jones there. And I don't have to say I completely and 110% agree with Uncle Lou. On this subject here, I don't understand. I don't understand the negativity that's being forced Justin Fields away.
There's
don't
so
get it.
much negativity surrounding Justin Fields, and I don't get it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, him and Trevor Lawrence have been 1 and 2, and I still believe that they are 1 and 2 when it goes to they're coming into the NFL draft. I don't know if it's NFL teams just, playing their cards right and
we'll see, man. First of all, whether he's drafted at the second overall pick or the 10th overall pick, Justin Fields would be okay financially. I just hope he lands in a good situation. Sometimes it's better to be, drafted later in the first round or in the middle of the first round and go to a better team, right?
Yeah.
I hope that's the case for his sake.
Yeah, no, I hope so as well. I mean, I hope for Justin Fields' success when it comes to NFL success as well. That didn't work out for Deshaun Watson in in Houston.
Well, no.
But hey,
No.
hey, whatever.
Yeah.
That was a poorly run organization, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you for the call. Always good to hear from you. You're amazing and fantastic, sir. I hate to cut you off, but the show must go on. And it's about, 10 after 11. I got a couple more calls here I want to pick up, and then I'm going to end the call-in portion of the show. What's up? You're on with Pete. And Big Vol Daddy says, Pete, I sent you a question through the Postal Service. Could you read it and answer it on here when you get... Yes, can. I can. What's up? You're on Pete.
What's up, Pete? It's Ballard. How you doing tonight, man?
Ballard Sports Media. I'm glad you called.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you watch my show last Friday?
I don't think so.
First of all, that's unacceptable, and that's unacceptable.
Yes, sir.
You should watch every show.
I know.
Right? I mean, listen, I'm barely on YouTube anymore. with the vacations and then the canceled shows, you're lucky to see Pigskin Pete once or twice a week around here, buddy. So you can't afford to miss any of the shows. But it's seriously though. I know why you weren't watching the show, because you were doing a show at the same time I was on. That's why it was. Because
I was screaming.
So you sent this. So you sent the tweet, and I think I talked to you. Have I talked to you about this already? You sent the tweet out about about. Can anybody tell me where I can get a Trevor Lawrence Jaguars jersey? Sir? Come on. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a chance to explain yourself here before I rip into you. Go ahead.
Hey, I mean, we're talking about freaking Trevor Lawrence. I mean, this guy, what can he do at the quarterback position? I think if nobody's excited to see what he can do in the NFL, which it won't be a surprise whatever he does, but I mean, if nobody's hyped up to see him on a professional level, man, then get the heck out of town. I'm ready to see what he can do, man.
So, do you want a Kyle Pitts jersey?
Oh, no.
How about a Zach Wilson or a Justin Fields jersey?
God, no.
How about a Mac Jones jersey?
Where can I get them?
So you have no fan ties to either the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Clemson Tigers. Just answer my questions real quick. You have no ties.
I like players.
Huh?
I just love watching elite players like that. I mean,
I don't doubt that you love watching them. The question is, why do you want to buy his jersey?
I was just sending out his plea.
What about a Devontae Smith jersey? What about a Jalen Waddle jersey? Mac Jones jersey? I don't know how many players did Alabama put in the NFL this year? What, like half of the team?
The whole offense.
A whole bunch of them, and you're tweeting out you want Trevor Lawrence's jersey. It's just weird. You understand that's weird, right?
No, I got you, man. I got you.
All right, I'll leave you alone about it. Anyway, what you got for me, buddy?
I don't even remember. I'm just excited for the draft, and I wanted to get your thoughts. Now it's starting to come back to me. A few weeks ago, it was all Trevor Lawrence is a lock for the Jaguars, then you got Zach Wilson, but I don't know. Honestly, in your opinion, who do you think San Francisco should take? Does it really matter if it's Jones or Fields?
Where is San Francisco picking? What are they picking? What number?
Aren't they like third or fourth overall? I think.
That's what I don't know. I'm asking.
Based on a trade, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if they're not all in on Jimmy Garoppolo, which it sounds like they're not.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm a Justin Fields guy. after Trevor Lawrence, I think you got to take Justin Fields. So if let's just play hypothetical here. Let's say that the Jaguars take Trevor Lawrence, and most of the mock drafts for some reason have the New York Jets taking Zach Wilson. So if you're the 49ers and you're bound and set on getting a quarterback, I think you take Justin Fields. That'd be me. That's what I would do. But
I mean, if you want to take the best player available, obviously you take Fields. But there's just something. I mean, I've just heard rumors about Kyle Shanahan likes a guy like Mac Jones, and Mac Jones. You know, here's the thing about Mac Jones is they say, oh, well, that'll be the best fit for him. Well, maybe in the 49ers' eyes, that might not be the best for them. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about quarterbacks, you know, best with the Patriots and Panthers or whoever. But what about, you know, I mean, it comes down to the coach's decision, you know? I mean,
yeah.
So that's really why I'm asking, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're asking if I'm a 49ers coach or front office guy, I'm Fields, but I'm not. So, you know, I don't know what is this? Look, I think Mac Jones had a great season, and I'm not saying he won't even be a good pro. He might be. I don't understand the fascination with him ahead of some of these other guys. I just don't get it. Let me ask you this. Let's break it down to the nuts and bolts. What does Mac Jones do better than Justin Fields? Name something. And I'm all ears.
Only thing I could think of. I mean, I just got to come out and say it. I don't care if I'm a Bama fan.
Okay,
but
say it.
Mac Jones just had the weapons around him last year. That's it. He had the weapons.
So I know, but that's not the question I asked you. I said, what does Mac Jones do better than Justin Fields? What does he individually do better? Is he? Let's put it this way: is he a better thrower of the football? Is he a better passer than Justin Fields?
No, but I'd say better ball placement.
Is he a better runner than Justin Fields?
God, no. No.
So, I mean, can he? Is he better at the line of scrimmage or reading defenses than Justin Fields or something? I don't know. I mean,
we'll see. I mean,
okay.
I think with these quarterbacks, time will tell in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, for the and again, for like the past month or so, that's all we've been hearing is Mac Jones and the 49ers are sold on him, and now all of a sudden it's Fields. And I get that. Fields had a heck of a pro day too. You got to remember, Mac Jones, he didn't look all that great. I'm just going to be real. I mean, he looked okay, but there were some throws I think that he overthrew a little bit. But I mean, and I know people probably in the comments are saying stuff like allergies to this or that. I'm just going to be clean and real with you. Fields is better than Mac Jones. But, you know, I mean.
I agree.
Yeah. You know, I know I've only joked a little bit because, you know, Mac Jones beat Fields in the Natty.
The only thing I'll say
about that, they're not.
Is that over the past, you know, the year at Georgia with Justin Fields was a wash because all he did was hand the ball off 18 times. I don't even know if he threw more than 3 passes the whole time he was there. But while he was at Ohio State, I mean, similar to Mac Jones, he was surrounded with supreme talent. I mean, Ohio State's not far off talent-wise than Alabama. I mean, they're both putting NFL players, players into the NFL like it's their job every year. But I will say this about Justin Fields: maybe one red flag. It's sort of similar to Tua, like he's had a bunch of injuries. Now, I wouldn't go as far to say that he's injury prone, but he had the ankle thing in 2019, and then of course last year he was. Well, look, that wasn't Justin Fields' fault. I mean, he got speared into the ribs by the guy, and it is what it is. But
who was that? Skowski?
Yeah.
Was it Skowski that hit him?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I mean.
Rob Dog wants to know why no one's mentioning Jamie Newman in draft talk. I have heard him talked about some, but I think that I think that most people have picked the top 6 and think there's going to be these 6 guys that are, you know, in any order are taken. And I don't know, maybe you might see somebody, you know, a dark horse guy, you know, get drafted ahead of a Trey Lance or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right, Ballard.
Yeah, I mean,
I got to go. But
right.
I won't hold it against you that you didn't listen to the Friday night show. But so do you do live streams every Friday night or just last Friday night, or do you have a schedule?
I try to do them every Friday if I can.
Right. Good plan. Yeah. All right, thank you. But so if you don't do one this week, I'm expecting to see you in the comment section. That goes without saying. So this guy that called in, I got 2 more calls I'm going to take here. But the guy, you guys remember the guy that called in about 20 minutes ago and just screamed the N-word? Yeah, he called. He's calling. He's sitting on the phone now. You can sit there and wait, sir. You can sit there and wait. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. What's up, buddy?
Nothing. The views expressed by me belong to me and me only, and don't reflect the views of Pigskin Pete or the Pigskin Pete call-in show.
Yes, that's true.
Right. Name me the quarterbacks in history that have completed 80% of their passes in a full season with 50 touchdowns that can't read a defense.
0.
Okay. Exactly. And then you know what else? Then they'll say this. Well, the only reason I knock down Justin Fields and pump up Mac Jones is because of the history of Ohio State QBs in the NFL.
That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, you've heard that, right?
Oh yeah, I've heard. Well, I hear the same thing about certain Clemson players at certain positions entering the draft.
Well,
like I hear the same thing about Travis Etienne. Well, name the great running backs in the NFL that come out of Clemson. You know,
name me the Alabama QBs starting in the NFL right now.
Well, there isn't one. Last one I can remember that even moved. Well, Tua is, but
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, well, he's currently injured. So,
yeah. Well.
But
before that was Greg McElroy.
Alabama QBs have actually fared worse in the NFL than Ohio State QBs. So the excuse, I'm just saying Justin Fields sucks because Ohio State QBs have been no good in the NFL, and I'm riding Mac Jones nuts. Not because he's white, Justin Fields is black, but because of Ohio State's struggles at the QB position in the NFL. I think it's pretty clear how ignorant that statement is it not? Where's Greg McElroy? Where's A.J. McCarron?
Of course
Where's
it's
Blake
ignorant.
Sims?
Of course
Where's
it's ignorant.
Hurts?
This is
None
the
of these people are any good in the NFL.
This is the ultimate homer move. Like, so I don't like your team in college, so I'm going to say that they're going to be a bust in the NFL. And believe me, I heard Deshaun Watson was Vince Young 2.0. He was going to be no good, right? DeAndre Hopkins, no good. Like, look, I get it. You hate Clemson, not you, but you know what I'm talking about. But how things translate from college to NFL has nothing to do what program they came from. Nothing. It has to do with their ability.
No. Right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So according to this phone call,
in the comment section, running on and on with the type about how Justin Fields can't read a defense. Which, how many? Sir.
Well,
he threw 9 interceptions total in his college career.
Yeah.
9.
Listen,
9.
I saw Justin Fields with my own 2 eyes, and it was painful. Destroy a Brent Venables Clemson defense. Destroyed him.
Yeah. And here's the thing, and I've been saying this for 6 months. Justin Fields may end up in the NFL, and he might not be that good. I don't know.
Yeah, no one ever knows.
I don't care if somebody takes Mac Jones over. There might be a team that looks at Mac Jones and goes, he fits our scheme better or whatever the case. But this idea, these 100 articles about, oh, my God, Justin Fields was late for a meeting. Oh, my God, Justin Fields can't read a defense. Oh, my God, Justin Fields got a D in social studies in 4th grade. Not a word about Mac Jones and his multiple DUIs. I'm not suggesting that Mac Jones having DUIs 4 years ago should matter now. I'm not suggesting that at all. But when all I hear from people is that Justin Fields this, he can't do this, he can't do that. He had better stats than Mac Jones in college.
Well, Lou, let's be honest. And I'm not going to say it out.
He got into Harvard for Christ's sake.
I'm not going to say it outright.
There's no such thing as an athletic scholarship at Harvard.
No,
they don't exist.
No,
you have to qualify academically. Period.
Look.
Period.
We both know why certain people are saying these certain things about Justin Fields in relation to the rest of the quarterback class. We know why.
Yeah.
We know why. I mean, I don't even have to say it.
The same reason.
We don't have to say
it. The same reason that BBD made a video yesterday going, I'm glad Derek Chauvin got found guilty because I feel like he murdered that guy.
Yeah.
And he immediately lost 20 subscribers and had to private the video.
Well,
because he was losing so many subscribers.
So
the same reason.
Look, this is the issue, and shout out to BBD, by the way. There's a reason I don't make videos like that anymore. I don't know if you remember the Ahmaud Arbery video I made when all that happened.
Yeah.
I lost this. I mean, I don't have enough subscribers to be losing people. I lost 60 in 12 hours. And,
right.
You know, and so I've been called everything from a right-wing Nazi to a left-wing nut job. I mean, people don't even know what to think about me because I have a brain and can think for myself and think about situations individually and have an opinion on it that doesn't revolve around a political party or some ideology that these fucking idiots have and they want to project it onto me.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's some breaking news. George Floyd is nothing but a thug, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He's murdered a grand total of 0 people. Derek Chauvin has murdered a grand total of 1 people.
Yeah.
He got what he deserved. The guy, listen, he murdered that guy. Here's some more breaking news. The cop yesterday that shot the girl in the back 4 times when she was about to stab the other girl is a hero. He saved a life.
Yeah. No, you can't say that, Lou.
I mean, listen, you can't be cops 100% of the time or anti-cop 100% of the time. That's just insane. The girl literally had the knife over her head about to stab the other girl. What do you want the cop to do if that's your daughter that's about to get stabbed? I mean, I'd have emptied my clip in her. I mean, so I hate that a 16-year-old died. That's terrible no matter the circumstances.
Yeah.
But that cop's a hero. He saved a life. I don't look at it as he took a life. He saved a life.
Yeah.
Potentially multiple lives. That girl was out of her mind and was running at that girl and was 2 feet away from her with a knife held over her head in a stabbing position. Well, what do you want the cop to do?
Listen, unfortunately,
that cop did the right thing.
There's people out there. There's a bunch of people out there that think that you can't have the same opinion or differing opinions based on the George Floyd and the case you're just talking about. There's people out there that believe you have to be one way or the other on this, and we know what that one way is.
Yeah, they're called simple-minded, basic people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, that's the reason I don't generally make videos about stuff like that anymore, because there's too many stupid people out there that can't handle it. You know.
Yeah, I made a video where I didn't say a single word. All I did was hang a flag on the wall that said Trump lost, and it cost me 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
500, sir, in a 3-day period.
Yeah. Well,
these are the same people. These are the same people that say, "I wish people would just keep it real. Just keep it real. I hate cancel culture. People just need to keep it real." Then you keep it real. It hurts their little feelers, and the first thing they do is unsubscribe.
Yeah, he didn't even say anything. Now, imagine hanging a sign that said "Water is wet" and losing the 500 subscribers, because this is one of my favorite people on planet Earth, quite frankly, and he's been waiting for a while. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Nate the Great. How you doing, sir?
Nate the Great. Whatever your name is this week. What is it this week? The hopeful. What is it? Hopeful Wolverines fan? Just Nate the Great. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Amazing and fantastic.
Well, obviously amazing and fantastic.
Yes.
But anyway, I don't want to take much of your time because I know you have to go. But
yes.
I was going to ask, like, how about two questions? So my first question was, what was your thoughts about Joe Milton transferring to Tennessee from Michigan?
So I was hoping after Tyson Pumachan, the backup quarterback for Clemson, went down, that Clemson would pursue him, because I knew he was in the portal. I knew he was looking for somewhere to go. Not surprised he didn't go to Clemson, and because he wouldn't have started at Clemson unless DJ went down. I don't know. I mean, look, Tennessee needs all the help they can get. I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe Milton was the expectations for him at Michigan last year were so high, and I even jumped on the bandwagon. Like, didn't he have like some crazy game week 1 and threw like 5 touchdowns and 500 yards or something? Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Joe Milton's about to win the national championship for the Wolverines," and then all of a sudden it was like, he just faded away, and then before you know it, he's transferring to Tennessee. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure some Tennessee fans in the chat here could tell me, like, is he an upgrade over who you got? I mean, I know half of Tennessee's team transferred after the Eraserhead got fired.
I'm just trying to warn Tennessee fans, because I want Tennessee fans to know that Joe Milton, I wouldn't say sucks, but he needs like improvement to be great.
Well, this will be a great measuring stick, because the biggest knock on Jim Harbaugh has been that he can't develop a quarterback, even though he's a quarterback himself, former quarterback. So if Joe Milton goes to Tennessee and throws 39 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, then we know the problem's not Joe Milton, it's Jim Harbaugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. He has a strong arm. Don't get me wrong. He acts like he's going to be the next Ken Newton, which I don't know.
Well, here's what I will tell you. Here's what I do know for 100% certainty. I don't know how he'll work out at Tennessee, but I do know that Michigan's team in 2020, although it was a shortened season and sort of a weird season for the Big Ten with they started late and everything. Michigan's team last year was way more talented than Tennessee's team is this year. So I don't know if you could say he's going to a better situation than where he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I will say this to Tennessee. Well, already did, but I'll say this to Tennessee fans again. I feel your pain right now, Tennessee fans. We're in the same situation, and right now we're kind of, I don't want to say brothers, but like cousins, like team cousins, because we lose all sometimes.
Oh, you're cousins because you lose a lot. Hey, Rob Dog says, who has Milton played? That's a good question. Who has Milton played? He ain't played nobody.
Nobody.
He didn't even. I don't even think he played Ohio State, because he got yanked. Didn't he get yanked before that game?
Well,
they didn't play that game.
Well, no, he didn't play at all. Remember that game when it got canceled?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he ain't played nobody. Yeah. Then. You know that? He's 100% right.
No,
he didn't play Ohio State. He didn't play nobody.
Michigan didn't play nobody.
That's right.
Except for Rutgers. I'm not gonna go there.
Milton ain't played nobody.
Well, never mind. We went 3 overtimes with them, so I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, and plus, have we picked the hotel yet for Slav Olympics? Or no?
The hotel. So so stay tuned. Stay tuned. Of course, stay tuned to Lou.
Okay.
I haven't even made the graphic up yet. So we know when it is. It's March 11th through 13th in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Yeah. The name of the hotel, I think it's called like Riverside something. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Okay. What are you doing Monday night at 10 p.m., Nate? Got plans? You got a hot date? I mean, you're going to be sleeping, watching your favorite TV show? What are you doing?
Date, but
so if you're available, if you're available and, there's nothing too important going on, tune into the Lunch Money Show and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the hotel. We'll talk about the Slav Olympic events.
Or just
huh?
calling?
No, yeah, just watch. Just watch. Tune in and watch. Comment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hit the thumbs up. How it goes.
Okay. Because I actually emailed Lou if I could be a guest with Edward on the show, but no, he didn't answer yet. I don't know if that's okay, but I just emailed Lou and his Uncle Lou email. But yeah.
Yeah. But, if you talking about being a guest on the show at some point?
Yeah, with Edward. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We can make that happen. Yeah. Yeah. Email Uncle Lou. I'm sure he can't wait to get your email. No, but seriously, anybody who wants to be a guest on the show, let us know. Yeah. And we can work something out. Sure. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Have a good night, Pete. And
all right.
Just take some rest.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nate, the great. Traveling Fools sent in a super chat, says, dang it, the phone line shut down. Yes, I did shut the phone line. I actually kept it open about 20 minutes longer than normal because just so many people are calling in tonight. And of course, I appreciate that. So sorry, buddy. Listen, Traveling Fools. I know you. You call in earlier, buddy. Try to call in by at least 11. That would help. That would help me out. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is going to wrap the show up tonight, folks. Of course, for the last time, if you weren't here at the beginning of the show, everyone go check out D4 Sports on YouTube. He's trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and we want to help him get there. If you're not already subscribed to him, go do it. And again, I wouldn't even push this or accept a sponsorship about pushing another person's YouTube channel if I didn't personally like the channel to begin with. Like I can't pretend, I can't come on here and be like, XYZ channel is great. go subscribe to it. Like if I didn't like the channel, I would just not take the sponsorship. I mean, it's my word is more important than whatever amount of money I'm being paid to sponsor something. And so I wouldn't push you to D4's channel if I didn't like it. So go check him out. Everybody, help him get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the people tonight that sent in super chats. Thank you to all the join members. I've been really pleased since I started. I went back and forth with whether or not to do a join, but I had so many people asking me, man, Pete, you need to do a join, man. I want to join I want to be a member of your YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I've had a lot of people join over the past few weeks. And of course, like everything, I have a goal with that. My first goal is 100 join members. I think we are around 15 right now. So the join only costs like $3 a month is the lowest one. And then the highest one's $5 a month. So if you enjoy the show and you want to support the show, that's one way you can do it. Thank you to all the callers. Of course, there would be no call-in show without the callers. It would just be me on here rambling and babbling about nothing for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and nobody wants to listen to that, including me. Anyway, I will see all of you on Friday night at 10 p.m. We got this is the last week, right? What is today? Yeah, the draft is coming up. No, we got this. We have this week and next week. We have 2 more chances on the Friday night show. I do the highest donator gets to pick the order of the quarterbacks in the draft, and the person that gets closest to it or gets it exactly right is going to win $100. 100 smackaroos. 100 big ones. A Benjamin, baby. From Pixie and Pete. So tune in Friday night. Yeah, if you're not in on that, get in on that. Get in on that. All right, guys. I'll see everybody on Friday night. Be safe. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Love all of you. I'll see you then. Your boy Pigskin Pete is checking out.